Guys, just thought I'd show you a little bit here. It's starting to cool off here. Now I'm not building a fire right now, but I'm making plans, trying to get ready. This is actually late Saturday evening and it's really not cool enough, but our plan is, according to what the weather's saying, Monday morning is supposed to be down right around 32. So, and it's not supposed to get out of the 40s if I understood it right. So, during the day. So, we're trying to get ready so we can have a fire first thing Monday morning. And if that works out, that's what I'll be doing probably real early that morning. Try to get up and build a fire. But tomorrow, the way I understand it, it's supposed to rain. Go figure. But so, and it's supposed to be up around 60, so that's overkill for here. I mean, it's really overkill. We wasted more wood than we'd be doing anything any good, because it would just be too hot in the house. But I just thought I'd show you a little bit about what I was doing here. This is some poplar wood, and it's probably been cut about, I don't know, probably about 7 or 8 years. And so it ought to be seasoned out well. But I like to use that if I have it to start a fire with. And I also have this. This right here is fat pine lightered. And there's some stories to be told about this. It's not uncommon, especially in the eastern part of our state, but even around here, you can find this in the woods. Stumps that's just pure heart pine that's been there for 100 years or more. And this is what we like to use here to start us a fire with. And what I'll do, I'll splinter this up in small pieces, and when we get ready to start a fire, I'll show you how I do that. But I'll start with this, and then I'll gradually add this on till I get a good bed of coals, and then I'm going to put some hardwood on. Like I've got oak, I've got maple, wild cherry, that I'll gradually add to it after I get it going. But I'm going to splinter this up right here, and I have everything ready so that come Monday morning we will try to get us a fire going. So I'll see you then. Good morning, guys. It's cold this morning. Not real cold, but it is cold, and we're going to try to fire this thing up this morning. And you can see I've got everything ready. So I've got my wood and all ready, and you've seen the video of that. So I'm gonna go on and grab that, bring it in. Let me show you right quick. It's 5:30, and won't you look here? I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. It is 35 degrees, and when I went to bed it was 70 degrees in here, and the house has only dropped 4 degrees since you know I went to bed, so I don't think that's too bad. I can live with this, but my wife, she's cold natured, so I know I'll have to have a fire. So let me go out and get my kindling and my wood, and I'll be right back, and we'll see if we can't get this thing going. Alright guys, this is that fat pine lighter that I was telling you about, and I'll put that piece there in there, but that's good stuff right there. That's all natural. That's Mother Nature's way of starting a good fire. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap this up in here, and We're going to try to light that. Then I got that popper that you saw me split up, and we're going to start laying that on top of it. So let me get this in there, and hopefully I don't block the view and you can see what I'm doing. I like to take me a piece that looks like this right here, that's sharp on the end, and that's probably what I'll use to start it with. So I'm going to lay it to the side. I'll lay my wood, start laying it in here. Another thing we're talking about, things that you need to prepare and have, is matches. Because you always want a way of building your fire. Now watch this. I do have my draft open, and if you've got a damper on your flue, you want to make sure it's open. Alright, now I'm going to step out the side and get me a piece or two of that wood, and I'll be right back. I'll let you watch it while I'm gone. Nothing like that fat pine lighter. Alright, let me slip some wood in here. And we want to try to lay it in here and leave a little air in between it. And when you're starting it like this, it's better to put it bark side up, because you want the bare wood right on top of it, so it'll take off. Alright, I'm going to close the door, and sometimes I'll open this ash pan door just to let it get caught up. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get some more. Oh yeah, she's a-going now. Alright, I may have to slow this process down. You remember I put some paint on the top, and you see how it's a-smoking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this draft door. And what I've tried to do is build small fires in here a little bit along, so that I can gradually burn that off. It will burn off eventually and quit. So try to do it a little bit along so it wouldn't be like this, but I guess it don't look like it's going to smoke too much. So let me run outside. I'm going to grab another piece of wood or two. Alright guys, what I got now, I do have a piece of split wood, but I've also got a piece of round wood. And it's got the bark on it. This will actually begin to slow the fire down when you start introducing round wood in it. And that's what we want to do. I mean, we want to try to get it leveled off. And I start, when I put it in, I try to put it in bark side down, then that will kind of slow it down. And I want to say something about a wood heater like this. Now, I don't know, like on your other wood stoves that you have, they basically all will work the same way. You have a draft system that controls your heat. But this is not a furnace. It's not supposed to roar all the time. If it roared all the time, you'd burn the thing up, burn your flue out. That's not what this is designed to do. And the literature that you get with it actually calls it a wood circulator. And what that does, the draft down there on the side actually has a spring right here. And you can set it, and as that heater heats up, that spring will actually close. Let me see if I can get you over here on the camera and you can see it. I don't know how well you can see this mechanism in here, but there's a chain right here, and there up on top of it there's a spring up there that works with heat. And as this thing heats up, that spring will actually drop down and close that door right there. That's your draft door right there. And so as this thing heats up, it will actually close it so you don't get too hot. And you can see she's a smoking a little bit, not bad, but it's a smoking. So I'm gonna let that go right there. Let me sweep my gotta sweep my trash up here. That's another thing about wood heat, it is messy. Let's step outside. It is dark yet. And let's just see if we can see any smoke. I don't know how well this is going to show up, guys. But I know you can't see it from the back side. There is smoke coming out, so it's been a moon or two since I've had that much coming out of it. So anyway, let's go back inside. All right, temperature's dropped outside 1 degree, and we've went up 1 degree in here. So let's go over here to the thermometer a minute. As you can see, it's 67 out in here and 34 outside. So it won't take it long. It will do its job, and it's going to do its job real good. I mean, if you could stand right where I'm standing, right over here, I could feel the heat off of it already. So probably gonna start idling this thing back. But anyway, guys, that's how I built a fire, and it hadn't took me 10 minutes, hardly, something like that. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll try to help you as much as I can. But what I'm going to do, just make sure, you know, when you start one, make sure all your drafts and everything's open, that it can get plenty of air to get it started. And make sure your stove is properly maintained, the flue's clean, and your stovepipe's clean and it's in good condition, and you should be ready to go. So guys, that's it. And I'm starting to get warm already, so I know when my wife comes in, she's going to be pleased with this. So she's still at work. She should be home probably another hour and a half or something like that. And so anyway, this is our first major fire of fall of 2020. So alright guys, I want to show you a little bit about the wood that I'm burning. And all of this is primarily hardwood. There is a little bit of poplar mixed in with it, but for the most part it's oak, maple, and a little bit of wild cherry in there. But this wood here is probably about 7-8 years old, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. It was 2012, 2013 that we cut this, and it's been stored inside of a barn for all that time. So it is very dry. And when you're burning wood, you want to keep your wood, you want your wood to be seasoned. And when I say seasoned, I mean you want it cured out, dry. You don't want to be burning a lot of green wood, because what happens, that's when you have creosote problems. When that moisture is inside that wood, it's got to go somewhere, and it will, 9 times out of 10, it collects on the sides, the walls of your chimney. So try to burn dry wood, and you can control the heat with that with the use of your draft. A lot of people will burn green wood to slow the fire down, thinking that and what you're doing, you're just filling up your flue with creosote. That's all you're doing. You can use dry wood like this, pull your draft back if it gets too hot on you, and conserve your wood. That's the best way I know to do. That's the way my daddy taught me. And another thing, when you go to fire your wood heater, and I'm gonna move around, get in front of the camera for a second. But when you go to fire your wood heater, I don't, like today, it's supposed to be up right around 50. So I'm not in a big need for a lot of heat. So what I do in cases like that, I only add one piece at a time. And when I say one piece, let me give you an idea. I want something about like this right here. You know, one piece about that size will do what I need it to do. And before you open the door on your wood heater, open your draft for about 30 seconds to a minute. Let it catch up just a little bit. And then if you'll open your door, you won't have that smoke to come out in your face. So that's another trick that my daddy taught me. And then put your wood in, shut the door back, and leave your draft open for maybe another minute longer. And let it burn off all the excess gases or whatever. And after it's kind of caught up a second, then you can idle it back down to about where you want it. I keep mine about halfway. Say if I got 1 to 10, numbers 1 to 10 on it, I'll put it right about 5. So that gives you an idea of what to do there. But now the night, you know, you're looking at probably a good 8-hour period maybe that the heater will go unattended. I may put 2 to 3 pieces like that, and I've never had a problem, guys. If I do that and do that procedure just like I told you, But instead of putting one piece, I'll put maybe 3 pieces in there about that size. Let it catch up good. Make sure everything is ignited, all the wood that you put in there, and then idle it back to about number 5. I'll have coals in there when I get up the next morning that I can, you know, throw a few pieces of small in there and get it going, and I'll be good to go. So I hope I've helped you with some of this stuff we've talked about on building a fire and maintaining a wood fire. And depending on how you use your wood heater, you want to keep a good close check on your ash pan. Now this one does have an ash pan, and I've took them out while it's in use, so you don't have to let your fire go all the way out to clean the ashes out of it on this one. But you know, you don't want them to get all the way up to the bottom of your grates. You want that air level in there. I pretty much go by the rule of thumb. If the ashes are level with the top of the ash pan, it's time to go on and take them out. And usually in dead of winter, when we're running it 24/7, usually about every 2 to 3 days I'll take them out. It just depends. A lot of it depends on how much you're using it, how much wood you're putting in it. But right now we'll probably just stick with one piece at a time. That kind of keeps the heat regulated about right. And I just fired it probably about 30 minutes ago, maybe something like that, and I put one piece in it, and that will probably go, I think it's like 8 o'clock now. That will probably go till lunchtime before I'll have to do anything else to it. And you know, so, and guys, you see, I used about half of what I split up, you know, to start with, and then I put, I think, like 3 pieces off of this stack in there. So that's what I've used, and my home's warm now. It is like I think it's like 72 or 73 degrees in there, and it got down to 32 degrees this morning was the low. But I've not seen any frost from looking around. Not a heavy frost. They may have been a light frost, but I didn't see any heavy frost. So, but I don't know, you know, that's just right here. I don't know what it done other places. So anyway, I hope you found this interesting, and this will be a help to you. And I enjoy doing videos like this. So have any questions or anything, like I said earlier, leave it in the comments, and hopefully we can be able to share something that'll help you building your wood fire. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and y'all have a great day, and hope to talk to you again. Thank you from Little North Carolina Farmer.